Think Western Australia is just endless desert and barren outback? Think again. Beneath the rugged surface of this vast land lies a world brimming with wonders you'd never expect. This isn't just a destination, it's an experience that defies everything you thought you knew. From starry skies so vivid they'll leave you breathless, to ancient trees that whisper stories of a haunting past, from diamonds shaped by the Earth's most intense forces, to wildflowers painting the landscape with colors you didn't know existed. Western Australia is a treasure chest of marvels waiting to be discovered. And here's the thing, Western Australia doesn't just show you its secrets, it pulls you into them. Adventure, history, breathtaking landscapes, they're all waiting for you in ways you've never imagined. Every corner hides a new discovery. Every view leaves you in awe. This is the kind of place that shifts your perspective on life. Ready to see it for yourself? Get ready, because the next treasure awaits when the sun goes down. Whoa, get ready for this. What if I told you there's a place where you can actually see other galaxies with your naked eye? Sounds unreal, right? Close your eyes for a second and picture this. You're standing in the Pinnacles Desert, the air is crisp, the silence is profound, and then the stars appear. At first, the sky looks normal, but then, as your eyes adjust, it's like someone sprinkled glitter across the universe. Each moment reveals more stars, more galaxies. It's infinite. And here's something you probably didn't know. Astronomers travel thousands of miles just to study the skies here. But you don't need a telescope. It's all right there, waiting for you. You can even spot the Southern Cross, Scorpio, and constellations you won't see anywhere else. Now imagine yourself chilling on a beach in Exmouth. Waves crashing, campfire crackling, and above you, the most insane star show ever. Seriously, the sky is so clear here, it's like someone cranked up the universe's brightness setting. Did you know you can actually see the Magellanic Clouds here? They're these two little galaxies, like mini Milky Ways, just hanging out in the sky. Here's the kicker. You're not just seeing stars, you're seeing history. That light from the Magellanic Clouds, it's traveled over 160,000 years just to reach your eyes. Pretty mind-blowing, right? Western Australia is so dark, it's one of the few places where you can even spot satellites zooming by. The stars remind you of how small we are, and yet how connected we are to the universe. It's humbling, magical, and honestly, a little life-changing. The stars in Western Australia aren't just something you see, they're something you feel. So are you ready for a night under the most incredible sky you'll ever experience? Quick tip, if you're heading out to these remote spots, be sure to check the weather, let someone know your plans, and pack all the essentials. Safety first, stargazing second. In the far north of Western Australia, near the town of Wittenoom, stands a tree that carries the weight of history, the Boab prison tree, also known as the Hillgrove Lockup. This ancient giant, with its hollow trunk and scarred exterior, is not just a natural wonder, but a solemn relic of Australia's colonial past. Unlike the often debated stories surrounding its counterpart near Derby, this tree's dark purpose is a documented fact. It was used as a temporary holding cell for Aboriginal prisoners during the brutal era of European colonization. Imagine the scene. The hollow interior, cool and dark, served as a makeshift jail, a grim stop on a long and inhumane journey. A single door was cut into its thick trunk, its edges worn smooth by time. Inscribed into the tree itself are the words Hillgrove Lockup, a chilling reminder of its role in the systemic oppression of Aboriginal people. Prisoners, often resistance fighters or those deemed troublemakers, were confined within its cramped space, waiting to be transported to faraway gales. Inside, the air would have been heavy, stagnant, and suffocating. The rough wood, once part of a sacred natural world, became walls of despair. For those locked within, the tree represented a stolen future, a brutal symbol of colonization's reach. Today, the Hillgrove Lockup is a powerful symbol of both suffering and resilience, a reminder of the Aboriginal people's fight to protect their land and culture against overwhelming odds. Now let's travel west to Derby, where another majestic Boab stands, the Boab prison tree of Derby. This tree, often surrounded by myth, has a different story to tell. While commonly associated with tales of imprisonment, there's no definitive evidence to confirm that it was ever used as a prison. Instead, it served as a final rest stop for drovers moving cattle to the port of Derby, a testament to the region's history of pastoral expansion and trade. The Derby tree is equally magnificent, with its hollow trunk capable of holding multiple people. Though its past may not be as dark as its Wyndham counterpart, it remains a site of cultural significance for the Nyikina and Warwa people. The stories surrounding the Derby tree are a reminder of how history, myth, and nature often intertwine to create powerful narratives. Both of these trees, though vastly different in their roles and histories, offer a window into Western Australia's complex past. The Hillgrove lockup near Wyndham speaks to the brutal realities of colonization, while the Derby tree highlights the region's development and connection to the land. Together, they are living monuments, urging us to reflect on the past, respect Aboriginal culture, and honor the resilience of those who came before us. As you stand before these ancient giants, you can't help but feel a sense of awe, not just for their size and age, but for the stories they hold. Each one invites us to look beyond their physical beauty and into the rich, sometimes painful history that shaped Western Australia. All right, get this, crocodiles that climb trees. Yeah, you heard that right. Out in the wilds of Western Australia, some crocs have taken their skills to new heights, literally. It's the kind of thing that sounds like a joke until you see it for yourself. Picture this. You're exploring the Kimberley region, soaking in the rugged landscapes, when you glance up, and there it is. A crocodile, perched on a branch like it owns the place. Forget the sluggish creatures you've seen waddling along riverbanks. These freshwater crocodiles are nimble, sharp, and surprisingly at home in the treetops. So why do they climb? Turns out it's not about hunting. They're not lurking up there waiting to ambush unsuspecting prey. No, it's a lot more strategic than that. For one, they're sunbathers. Crocs climb to catch the best rays, soaking up heat to regulate their body temperature and fuel their metabolism. And let's not forget the view. Up in the trees, they've got the perfect vantage point to scout for predators or potential meals, all while staying safely out of reach. But here's the real kicker. They're good at it. Using their claws and powerful tails, they climb with an ease that seems almost unnatural. We're talking heights of up to 5 meters. And if the branches are wide enough, they'll even crawl out a few meters to claim the best sunning spot. Imagine seeing that, an apex predator balancing on a branch like some kind of reptilian gymnast. It's the kind of behavior that leaves scientists scratching their heads. Why? Because it challenges everything we thought we knew about crocodiles. It's not just survival, it's evolution in action, and it's amazing to witness. While these tree-climbing crocs might seem like a bizarre phenomenon unique to Western Australia, it turns out they have some equally adventurous cousins in other parts of the world. But here's the thing. Western Australia is still one of the best places to witness this rare and fascinating sight. Let me tell you about one of the most fascinating treasures to come out of Western Australia, Argyle pink diamonds. These rare gems aren't just stunning, they're the result of a geological miracle billions of years in the making. Here's the thing. Most colored diamonds get their hue from trace elements. Yellow diamonds, for example, owe their shade to nitrogen. But pink diamonds? They're different. Their color comes from an intense deformation in the crystal structure itself, caused by unimaginable pressure deep within the Earth during ancient tectonic shifts. Imagine that, a diamond shaped by the crushing weight of continents colliding, holding within it the scars of Earth's fiery past. Now let's zoom into the Kimberley region, home to the legendary Argyle mine. This wasn't just any diamond mine, it was the world's primary source of pink diamonds, producing over 90% of these rare stones. And yet, the Argyle mine wasn't the only place on Earth where pink diamonds were found. They've also been discovered in a few other locations. But here's the catch. The quantity is even smaller, and the diamonds tend to be less vibrant or much smaller in size compared to Argyle's legendary gems. And then there are the legends. Diamonds so extraordinary, they've earned names of their own. Take the Argyle Pink Jubilee, a jaw-dropping 12.76 carat gem hailed as one of Australia's greatest treasures. Or the Argyle Everglow, a mere 2.11 carats, but sold for a staggering $1 million per carat. These diamonds aren't just stones, they're pieces of history. But here's the twist. The Argyle mine officially closed in November 2020. Decades of mining had finally exhausted its resources, marking the end of an era. The closure sparked a frenzy among collectors, sending prices for Argyle pink diamonds through the roof. With no new supply and their unmatched beauty, these gems have become some of the most sought-after treasures on Earth. What makes this story even richer is its connection to the land and its people. For the Aboriginal communities of Kimberley, the area around the Argyle mine is sacred, steeped in cultural significance and ancient traditions. While mining brought economic opportunities, it also posed challenges to preserving this heritage and the environment. Argyle pink diamonds are more than rare gems. They're symbols of resilience shaped by time and pressure, just like the human spirit. Each one tells a story of beauty born from adversity, a reminder that the most extraordinary things often come from the harshest conditions. And now, with the mine closed, they're rarer than ever. A true marvel of Western Australia. All right, let's dive straight into it. Western Australia isn't just a land of rugged landscapes and pristine beaches, it's the Wildflower Kingdom. Every spring, from September to November, this vast region bursts into life with the world's most spectacular wildflower display. Over 12,000 species of wildflowers blanket the land. And here's the kicker: 60% of them can't be found anywhere else on Earth. Now picture this. You're driving through an endless sea of colors. Golden fields of everlasting stretch to the horizon, dotted with the fiery reds of kangaroo paws and the delicate purples of fringed lilies. It's like nature decided to throw the ultimate art show, painting the outback with every shade imaginable. The scent? Sweet, fresh, and utterly intoxicating. Let's talk about Kings Park in Perth. This isn't just a park, it's a wildflower wonderland, home to more than 3,000 native species. It's where you'll see Western Australia's floral diversity at its finest. During the annual Kings Park Festival, the park transforms into a kaleidoscope of color with guided walks, flower-inspired art, and even botanical workshops. It's a feast for the senses and a must-visit for any wildflower enthusiast. If you're looking for raw, untouched beauty, head to Stirling Range National Park. This rugged range boasts over 1,500 species of flowering plants, many of them incredibly rare. It's the kind of place where you could stumble upon a tiny orchid so unique, it feels like discovering a treasure. And then there's Coalseam Conservation Park, where fields of everlasting daisies create a pink and white tapestry so vivid it almost doesn't feel real. Walk among them, and you'll feel like you're floating through a dream. For tourists, the magic of Western Australia's wildflowers goes beyond their beauty. Imagine standing in the middle of a field of everlastings during golden hour. The way the sunlight hits the flowers, casting a soft glow over the landscape, feels surreal. It creates an overwhelming sense of calm, like the world has paused just for a moment to show off its quiet brilliance. It's not just a sight, it's an experience that lingers long after the flowers have faded. All right, get ready for this. What if I told you there's a town in Western Australia that's been wiped off the map? Not figuratively, but literally. Welcome to Wittenoom, once a bustling mining hub, now one of the most haunting ghost towns in the world. Picture this, a place once alive with over 20,000 people who lived and worked there during its peak in the 1950s. Families, schools, and laughter filled the streets, all centered around the booming asbestos industry. But beneath the prosperity was a ticking time bomb. The fine blue asbestos dust, invisible to the eye, seeped into every breath. Over time, it became clear Wittenoom wasn't just a town, it was a death trap. By the 1960s, the mines closed, the health risks were undeniable, and the government moved to erase the town completely. The numbers tell a grim story. Over 2,000 former residents and workers have died from asbestos-related illnesses like mesothelioma and asbestosis. These aren't just statistics. Their lives cut short, families devastated, and a community forever scarred. Take the story of Bernie Banton, a former worker turned activist who became a symbol of the fight for justice for asbestos victims. His relentless efforts shone a light on the corporate negligence that led to this tragedy. Today, walking through Wittenoom is like stepping into another world. The streets are eerily silent, lined with crumbling houses overtaken by red dust. The silence feels heavy, almost alive. And yet there's something captivating about its desolation, an apocalyptic beauty that makes it impossible to look away. Here's the real kicker. Wittenoom isn't just a ghost town. It's a cautionary tale. It's a stark reminder of what happens when greed and ignorance take precedence over human lives. The stories of those who lived here linger like whispers in the wind, their legacy carved into the brittle walls of abandoned homes. So, are you ready for an adventure unlike any other? Wittenoom is more than a destination. It's an experience that will stay with you long after you've left its empty streets behind. Guided tours offer a safe way to explore the eerie ruins, uncover the stories of its past, and witness the haunting beauty of the Pilbara's dramatic landscapes. However, there are still health risks due to lingering asbestos dust in the area. Visitors must strictly adhere to safety guidelines, including wearing protective gear and following instructions from guides. This isn't a place to take lightly. Wittenoom's history is as dangerous as it is fascinating. All right, picture this. You're standing on a rugged cliff at the edge of the world, where the relentless Indian Ocean meets the wild Southern Ocean in a clash of waves so powerful it feels as though the earth itself is trembling. Before you, rising defiantly against the sky, stands Cape Leeuwin Lighthouse, its beam cutting through the vast emptiness like a guardian of the unknown. This place isn't just a lighthouse, it's a portal to something greater. The roar of the waves and the howl of the wind form a symphony of nature's raw power, while seabirds circle above, their cries lost in the cacophony. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the spray of the ocean on your skin, taste the salt in the air, and let the rhythm of the waves take you to a time when this beacon was a lifeline for sailors braving uncharted waters. Climbing the lighthouse is like stepping into history. The spiral staircase seems endless, each step echoing with the footsteps of keepers who once tended the light. And then you emerge at the top. The view? It takes your breath away. Below, two mighty oceans collide in an eternal battle of currents and colors, deep blues crashing against emerald greens. The horizon stretches so far, it feels as if you're gazing into infinity. But it's not just the view that captivates. This lighthouse is a living testament to the courage of those who dared to navigate these unforgiving seas. Imagine the storms that once lashed this coast, the ships that found salvation in the light, and the families who called this isolated corner of the world home. Every stone, every flicker of the beam carries their stories. And then there's the feeling. Standing here at the edge of everything, you're reminded of your place in the universe. How small you are, and yet, how connected to the vastness around you. It's humbling, it's exhilarating, it's unforgettable. As we've just scratched the surface of what Western Australia has to offer, imagine yourself standing at the edge of the world, where every moment feels like a revelation, every vista a masterpiece. Whether it's stargazing under the clearest skies you've ever seen, walking through fields of wildflowers, or exploring the whispers of ancient trees, Western Australia is more than a place. It's a journey that stays with you, changes you, and makes you see the world in a whole new light. So what are you waiting for? The adventure is out there, and it's calling your name. Whether you're an explorer at heart or just someone looking to experience something extraordinary, Western Australia is the treasure waiting to be uncovered. If this journey has sparked your curiosity, don't forget to like, comment, and share with someone who needs to see this. The world is full of wonders. Let's share them together.